We dodged a huge bullet with Trump, but I don't think we're out of the woods yet, my friends. This is scary. So let's jump into this. My man Robert Bryce has this article right here. Germany gets defunkled. Again, Norway to dismantle power cables to Europe. Robert Bryce, he had written this book over here, which I'll show you. Power Hungry by Robert Bryce and others as well. He's a crushing legend. I think I can't remember where he's out of. Anyway, so you should follow him. What are you doing, puppy? So check this out. This is freaking nuts, dude. This is nuts. For the second time in a month, Germany's electric grid has been hit by a wind drought, known in German as a Dunkelflaute. So that's where he says Dunkelft again. Dunkelflaute. I can't speak German, even though I wish I should, given I'm half German. Deichmann is my German side name. So I'm a German Irish mutt. That means I like to drink. I'm very emotional on my Irish side, and Germans are very not soft spoken, but just very organized, direct. That's not me. I got the Irish more so because I'm just like, wahoo! Let's party! Oh my goodness, my German heritage is rolling in their grave right now. Say Josh. The lack of wind sent Europe's electricity prices soaring to their highest levels since the end of 2022, when Europe was in the midst of an energy crisis due to concerns about Russia. That's saying something, since Europe, and Germany in particular, now appears to be amidst a permanent energy crisis. Yesterday, Germans paid an average of $400 per megawatt hour for electricity. During peak times, prices in German wholesale power market came to as close as 1,000 per megawatt hours, its highest level in 18 years. Here's a guy from Spain's El Pas newspaper explained. The main factor behind this price increase is the lack of wind. While at this time of year, Germany's powerful wind power sector usually averages almost 20 gigawatts of power, according to thus becoming the country's main source of electricity. On Wednesday, it will exceed just 3 gigawatts. It normally averages 20, now it's just getting 3. With the cloudy skies, solar photovoltaic power is operating well below its potential and forces combined cycle plants, which gas is burned to obtain electricity, to operate at a higher rate than usual, driving up prices. Oh, but not to worry. The wind drought isn't just hitting Germany. As a graph at the top of this article right here, and I'll link the thing here, the article, so you can read for yourself. Electricity prices across Europe soared amid the wind drought. In response, Norwegian politicians are promising to dismantle the undersea power cables that connect Norway's grid to mainland Europe to protect Norwegians from Europe's tumultuous electricity market. Electricity prices in Norway, which gets 90% of its power from hydro, hit record prices this week despite having full hydro reservoirs. Sweden even is getting furious with the Germans. Because the Germans' decision to shutter its nuclear plants, people in southern Sweden and southern Norway now have to pay $5 for a 10-minute shower. Germany's wind production collapsed 3 times this week. You can see this graph right here. Net electricity generation in Germany in megawatts. Not megawatt hours, just megawatts. Right here he says, because the windfall, they've had to make, not windfall, but the wind not having the wind, they had to make up the difference with gas power to generate electricity. It may be bad, but don't underestimate the Germans' ability to make it worse. The German government plans to provide an additional $17 billion in subsidies for Germany's wind sector. And right here, the German government has dropped plans for a major expansion in gas-fired power plants because of an absence of political support. The country was aiming to add 5 gigawatts of new capacity in 2025 and another 5 gigawatts in 2028, but the deal couldn't move forward due to the collapse of the government. Right here, a U.S. energy industry veteran who is currently in Berlin was attending an energy conference. I asked about the sentiment in Germany amid the Dunkelflaute. He told me it's so cold in Berlin that he bought an extra hat to stay warm. It's super cold. There's no wind and sun. As for the sentiment at the energy conference, German industry is fleeing. All right, so what we have here, check this out. Rate inflation in New England, perils of political electricity. Electricity bills in New England are poised to experience a sharp increase driven by the clean energy mandates in 5 of the 6 states, other than New Hampshire, which require duplicative, overbuilt renewable energy. Connecticut ratepayers suffered sticker shock this summer when they opened their July electric bills. While their energy consumption was flat, the public benefits component doubled for some and tripled for others. The culprit was not hard to find. Utilities to itemize the cost components of monthly bills. Public benefits cover the subsidies that the state provides for low-income electricity customers and energy-efficient programs. The Northeast has become the most expensive region in the continental U.S. states for electricity. Connecticut has the most expensive electricity in all 50 states outside Hawaii. 27 cents per kilowatt hour. Look at this. Residential, here's Maine where I'm from, 26 cents per kilowatt hour. That's freaking nuts. Connecticut, 33 cents per kilowatt hour. It's crazy, man. Here we got a Republican for Greenwich, or Greenwich, whatever, has been investigating the electricity market during his 3 years in office. He is more intent on changing the law to have the expense of public benefits come from state taxes, not utility bills. Okay, well, you just get rid of the public benefits thing. Ireland is experiencing rapidly rising electricity prices. The renewable energy charge, which increased 8-fold between 2017 and 2023. Massachusetts, the annual cost of Massachusetts renewable energy policies has quadrupled in the last 10 years to $1 billion in 2020. Cumulatively, this cost has Massachusetts ratepayers $6 billion in increased electricity prices that period. More rate hikes ahead. Electricity bills in New England are poised to experience a sharp increase driven by the clean energy mandates. Josh, don't you know we could have batteries? You know, the Elon Musk's, what the hell is it called? The wall battery or something like that. To store the electricity so that way when it doesn't snow, when it doesn't rain, when it doesn't wind, and there's snow on our photovoltaic because there's no sun, we could have batteries providing the electricity. Yeah, check. U.S., a typical residential household consumes about 11,000 kilowatt hours annually, or about 30 kilowatt hours per day. We do twice that because we have a big house and we're a dirty, rotten capitalist. All right, according to the Department of Energy, a heat pump in a typical home will consume about 5,500 kilowatt hours of electricity a year. This alone represents a 50% increase in electricity use. Charging a typical electric vehicle uses another 4,300 kilowatt hours. In total, those will add almost basically doubling your consumption. Doubling your consumption. Supplying the additional electricity while ensuring the same level of service reliability, i.e. having batteries backup, will require enough battery storage to provide electricity at night and over multi-day periods. Yep, and it ain't going to happen. Right here. The largest Tesla Powerwall, which is designed for home use, provides a maximum of 11.5 kilowatts of power and 13.5 kilowatt hours of storage under ideal conditions. Hence, at least 3 Powerwall units will be required to provide a typical home for sufficient electricity to supplement existing grid capacity. 3 Powerwalls. For 1 million homes, that means 3 million Powerwall units providing a maximum of 40.5 million kilowatt hours of electricity. Of battery storage, I should say. At a cost of $12,000 installed, that translates to $36,000 per home. The U.S. has over 80 million single-family homes and over 130 dwelling units. 240 million Powerwall units would be required for single-family homes costing $3 trillion. Thus, outfitting all single-family homes with them would require almost 350 years of Powerwall production because we don't have the minerals right now. The mineral requirements would be staggering and require mining billions of tons of ore for the necessary lithium, copper, cobalt, and other metals. Data centers that we want to come on. In 2025 to 2028, we project 57 gigawatts of U.S. data center power demand. This is like the next year and the year after. And we quantify available power capacities to serve this demand as near-term grid access of 12 to 15 gigawatts plus 6 gigawatts of data centers under construction, resulting in 36 gigawatts shortfall of U.S. power. 36 gigawatts is power equal to serve 27 homes. And I said, yep, and that's just for a moment of time. Where's a generation going to come from for the run these 24/7? All right, so why is this a big deal? Because energy is what drives inflation, without question. If you don't have cheap energy, you're not having cheap goods, dude. And we talk about, tariffs and all that. How do you ship stuff? You ship stuff via energy, diesel fuel, dude. You're not shipping on sails. Yeah, it's crazy. You're shipping it via diesel engines. Maybe if it's nuclear powered, I don't know if there's commercial boats, ships that can do on nuclear. I don't know. But it's diesel energy, diesel electricity by diesel fuel. That's how it's happening. Thank you, Rudolph Diesel. You should actually read the book on Rudolph Diesel. Very interesting how he changed it from steam engines to diesel and how much more efficient it was, and just fantastic. That's why we have smoke blowing out of the freaking things on steamships, because it's all diesel engine. It's amazing. That guy was a freaking legend. Now Trump, though, thankfully, he sees this obviously, so he stopped the insanity of the green. I hope, but he's only got 4 years, man. Some of these states are going crazy green, and you think it's, dude. Do you know right now the UK is poorer than the people in Mississippi per capita income? You're richer in Mississippi than you are in the UK. The UK is dying. Germany is dying. Ireland dying. All these countries are just dying in front of our very eyes. They're going to quickly become second world countries. I don't want to become a second world country. I like being a first world country. And I'm just watching these guys just go south on their own accord. And I'm just like, what is happening? It's crazy. If Trump would have lost, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. New England's a perfect example of what we're going to feel, without question. New England's going to try to put everyone on electric vehicles, probably put everyone on heat pumps. It's the whole thing's so freaking stupid. Data centers are going to increase. Data centers for AI is going to increase the demand. Everyone on heat pumps, everyone on EV is going to increase the demand, the load. There's no generation to give that. The generation is being reduced. We don't even like hydro anymore. We hate nuclear for some reason. We hate fossil fuels. So it's all going to come from what? What's it going to come from? Oh, photovoltaic and wind. It's insane. Thankfully, we would dodge a short-term bullet. I'm not sure the long-term bullet would be dodged, though. I just don't know. We shall see. Anyway, all right. Love your thoughts. God bless. Paw that like button. We'll see you